Okay, today's date is October 1st, 2014. I didn't get to move any property today because as I got everything out, bagged it up, and almost ready to go, I discovered that they had flattened my tire. Again, third time in 1 week. Okay? So let me explain to you what's going on real fast. UCSD police came down up in here at my camping area, at my hiking area, 3 miles off campus on August 27, 2014 to give me a ticket to move. Here's the big bag that I was going to be taking with me today that was filled up with stuff, and this bag as well. That bag right there has actually just got my stuff that I carry with me on a daily basis, like legal papers and evidence, stuff like that. Now, they come down here 3 miles off campus and give me a ticket to move, okay, on August 27, 2014. And I was already dropping property off at different hiking areas, okay, because I was planning on eventually moving from here. And then if property is already dropped off at like 3 or 4 different other spots, locations, then I can just go and get what I need, taking the right amount of camping material with me for support material. In other words, what was taken to these other 3 separate areas are things that I would use at those areas. Now, on all those subsequential days, I made a couple videos in November. Hold on. I think I might have made a couple videos in November and December of 2013, and then I made some additional videos in March and April, literally showing duffel bags full of stuff and explaining why I'm, what I'm doing, that I'm making up these that I'm intentionally making up these duffel bags full of camping gear and clothes and stuff, and taking them to other areas because I'm planning on moving. Now, on every single date, in reference to the dates that I moved property to one of the locations, I had to take bus route 41 to get there. I'd say at least 97% of the time that I took bus route 41 to get there was from UCSD. Leaving this area, catching the 201, 202 to go to UCSD to connect with bus route 41. On every single occasion, individuals were already on the bus, individuals who had got on the bus, either with me, or individuals who got on the bus and the next 1 or 2 bus routes down the road, bus stops down the road, got on the bus, and they would say and repeat, "Gang stalk, oh my God." Now that's their way to let me know that I'm being stalked by placing different people along my route every day and having them repeat the same exact words and phrases. Okay, I know it sounds crazy. They're called sensitization methods. You can Google it and cross-reference it to gang stalking. So I then would get on the 41 bus, it being set around me, all the time caught on audio file, sometimes caught on video file. And I would then arrive at the bus stop where the location was at, where I would then get off the bus, go to the location, then go to the areas within the location to drop the property off at, hide it. I would then hide it and then leave the location, literally stating in my tape recorder that was recording that, okay, I've just got done hiding the property. Well, I'm not sure if I said just got done hiding the property, because I try to keep what I'm doing not on the audio files that I'm currently running and recording, just in case something happens and a syndicated cop gets a hold of the audio file. He can say, well, what are you dropping property off there for? So I was trying to keep the intent pertaining to what I was doing private. So I would just say, okay, I'm going down here today. I got a couple things I want to do. I think I might have said a couple times drop off. Then I would leave the area and go back to the bus stop, dedicated to the same bus route, except going into the opposite direction, the direction that I came from. Now I did this I'd say at least anywhere between 8 and 12 times. Every single time on every single bus route going to it, and then every single bus I took, see, because the location is right off a sidewalk, okay? It's a huge location and it's right off a sidewalk. Now, every time I went to the area to drop property off and then left the location the area was in, I went directly to that sidewalk to wait for the 41 bus to come. Then what I would do, as I'm waiting for the 41 bus to come, I would say, let's see if anybody in my tape recorder, and even sometimes in video files, here's a tape recorder, I'd state, let's see if anybody on this bus or anybody that gets on it after I get on it says, oh my God, gang stalk, repetitively. It was caught on this tape recorder and even at times on video files of it being said. On all bus routes going to it, all bus routes that I took, once I dropped the property off at, left the area, left the location, then went back to the bus stop in order to be able to continue with what I was doing for each one of those specific dates. Now, them getting around me and saying gang stalk, oh my god, gang stalk, oh my god, gang stalk crazy, gang stalking, oh my god, gang stalker, oh my god, crazy, weird, back to back, in the same exact identical way, practically non-stop, at least periodically, along my routes at businesses, any business you can think of, literally, post offices, banks, movie theaters, travel transportation services like MTS, trolleys, buses, here at this hiking area. Okay, it's been caught. Now, think about this. So, it's been caught at UCSD on hundreds of audio files. Well, let me just put it to you this way. I at least have 100 audio files dedicated to UCSD, and on each audio file, it shows it being said numerous times. Numerous times. Okay? Now, in different buildings as well. Price Center, Club Med Restaurant, Biomedical Library, Geisel Library. And on days where I would just like lock up my bike and stand there and smoke a cigarette, maybe just standing there catching my breath, be said around me as I'm even locking up my bike. It was also caught being said at SDSU, USD, and California State San Marcos, and at San Diego Public Libraries. Now, so if it's been caught here being said, if it was caught at UCSD being said, and UCSD campus police came down here to give me a ticket to move, they obviously are aware of where I dropped property off at pertaining to the one location. Okay? Now the other location, okay, so as a result, they know that these areas and locations are isolated from neighbors. Here I got neighbors up on the hill behind me and across the street. And also this road right here has got a section on the road that's used for bicyclists and for joggers. Where I'll be moving to, these other areas are completely isolated, barely any neighbors at all, and the ones that are there from a distance. Okay? Now, let's think about this. I got it caught on being said on every single 41 bus route going to the area, every single bus route I took back once I left the area, same bus route 41. It's been caught on numerous occasions, happening at least over 100 times on UCSD campus, all over their campus. And then a UCSD campus police officer has this stupid, so stupid for them to come here, 3 miles off campus to give me a ticket to move, claiming that they were just in the area doing a sweep. Now, since the same persons or group that is managing this expedition towards me is getting people to do the same exact identical behavior, I can prove that it happened here, I can prove that it happened at UCSD, and I can prove that it happened on my travel routes going back and forth to one of the areas where I dropped property off at, which means they know what I'm doing. They've seen the videos online of me showing packed duffel bags of clothes, showing me stating I'm moving. And so what they did was they propped up this verbal harassment for me to experience on my way to one of those areas. Now, there's also another location that's right up the road from that one, that the 41 bus route has been dedicated to, where gang stalking, oh my god, was caught on all 41 bus routes going back and forth from that area as well. Now, that area has got a name of a flower attached to it, and there's another area. See, what I do in reference to one of the strategies that I've developed in order to prove this criminality is happening to me is what I do is I predict what they're going to do before they do it. And then what I do when it comes to my hiking areas, And then what I do when it comes to my hiking areas is I will apply code names that accurately and descriptively describe to a T where the area is at. Then I predict what they're going to do at the area towards me and or any of my property. That's right. Including assaults, thefts, robberies, rapes, brutally assaulting me, and excuses and the type of people that will be used for that, and also other individuals that might be connected to these other hiking area locations in reference to how they work for them. Now, stay with me. Now, what I'm basically saying here is that if I, like, say this location right here, it goes by the code word GILL times 2, I'm a woman, not a man, HA location. Once I move from here, I'll be able to disclose what that code means, and it accurately and descriptively to a identical T describes the actual little area to a T. No room for reasonable doubt, no room for, nah, that couldn't be. Bullshit. It accurately and describes, it literally describes this area. Now, RR Colony 5 is 3 different abbreviations, RR, Colony, and 5. Accurately describes one of the locations that I dropped property off at that I had to ride my bike to. No buses involved. Now, on all occasions except for the last 2, there was individuals that were propped up they literally even propped up some students to park their car on the side of the road, put their hazards on, get outside of the car, and gaslight me with physical gestures. Then they had individuals walking on a path, I'll call it a path in this video, and had them walk by me acting like they were just in the area for that area's purposes, and had them gaslight me as they walked by on the path. And they appeared as I was exiting the area of that location. Now, you can catch a physical gesture. They sensitize you to physical gestures, words, phrases, whatever. They're called sensitization methods, and you can go to Google and type in sensitization methods, repeating physical gestures, sensitization methods, repeating words and phrases. It's their overt, direct way to let you know that you're being stalked and monitored by repeating them around you everywhere you go every day, including even going as far as propping up people to get along my path, park their car on the road, okay? Now you might think to yourself, and get outside of the car and engage in these physical gestures as I'm riding my bike by to go to this location. So you might think to yourself, well, how did they know, Leslie? Well, let's take a look at how they possibly knew it. Go to Google and go to YouTube and type in cell phone hacking and gang stalking. In fact, just go to YouTube and type in cell phone hacking and stalking. And at YouTube, within the first 5 or 7 videos that come up, once you type in cell phone hacking space stalking, you'll see 2 women being covered on the morning show. Hold on. You'll see 2 women who are being, I guess you could say, interviewed. They're on an actual morning show, like Good Morning America, but it's not, I don't think it's Good Morning America. It's just, I think it's actually called The Morning Show. These 2 women are being interviewed by 2 hosts of the show. And basically what they're doing is they're describing how their cell phones are being hacked, and how they're being hacked. Well, they're describing what's happening to them as a result of their cell phones being hacked. And then some guests come on who are supposedly technical experts who try and describe that it would take extremely sophisticated technology to do this. I don't think so. In fact, you can go to Google right now and just type in the Stingray technology. YouTube it as well. What am I trying to say here? I have right now in my possession 3 track phones and a phone that I bought in April of 2014 that gets internet. I can get Twitter, YouTube, Google, you name it. Any internet type of thing that you can do on the internet on a desktop or a laptop. Now, when you watch this morning show, you'll literally be able to hear, as a result of listening to everything they say, that the phone is being used to track them. So the perpetrators who are hacking the phone and using it as a microphone, a tracker, and hacking into the camera on the phone, they're able to see what the person, like one time, she said her husband was sitting on a couch with her and her son. Her son was eating ramen noodles, and as a result of the husband being on the phone, they were able to see through the camera on the other side of the phone what was being viewed pertaining to who was sitting on a couch and what they were doing. Hold on. Then what they did was they sent them an electronic voice message on their voicemail regurgitating what was observed as a result of the camera being hacked into. They also discussed how the phone can be used as a microphone so they can hear everything you're doing as well. And if they've hacked into the camera, I'm sure they're hacking into the audio capabilities of the phone, because most video cameras have sound. Understand? And then what they were additionally doing was hacking into the phone, using it as a microphone so they could hear what was being said in the house, and then sending them electronic voice messages to regurgitate what was observed. They also made a statement concerning about how they were intentionally letting them know that they were being tracked, because they were talking about appointments and the things that the person was doing at this place they were at while the phone was off. Now I want you to listen to me. Every single thing that I just described to you in this video is a gang stalking method. Go to Google right now and type in the direct conversation method in gang stalking. Okay? And that's basically what they will do, is use a target's cell phone, or they will even go as far as breaking into a target's car, apartment, home, motel room, anything, tent, tent area, hiking area, and set up what is known as miniature tape recorders, miniature listening devices, and even miniature cameras, and record everything a target's doing, and then they'll take sections of things that the target did or talked about, and then place people along the target's route to regurgitate them creatively while they're being subjected to gang stalking physical gestures, or while gang stalk, oh my god, is being said in the background as that person is regurgitating the private information they did online, at home, talked about on their cell phone, or as a result of what they're hearing me say while I'm talking to you. So basically what it is it's overtly meant for you to hear, because it's information that's directly about you, using a conversation to do it. That's why it's called the direct conversation. The conversation is directed for you to hear, while it's in the guise and disguise of just a normal conversation that the individuals they use for this, who are pretending that they're just on their phone at the time or talking to each other. Okay? They'll even get on the bus and pretend like they're initiating conversation with somebody they don't know, act like they're engaging in small talk, acting like the people they don't know, or even they might even initiate conversations with somebody on the bus of somebody they don't know, and then tailor these cryptid statements within their conversation to overtly let the target know that that their privacy has been hacked by regurgitating the information pertaining to what was observed as a result of surveillance, using these methodologies. Now, if they're able to hear what I'm saying in reference to, when I get up in the morning, I make an audio file, because I never know what they're going to bring about towards me here. I've already been assaulted here, I've been harassed here. I've been assaulted here, I've been harassed here directly. So what I do is I wear a tape recorder that's usually running on me at all times. It's recording right now. So what I'll do before I get outside of my tent is I'll start a new audio file, and I'll state I'm getting ready to get outside the tent to hide my property, my sleeping bags, my pajamas, and any flashlights, stuff like that. And I said if anybody even just walks by me or approaches me, no matter how they act verbally, it will be gang stalking related. Because the individuals who are perpetrating this criminal reality towards me know I wear a tape recorder, because I have literally uploaded evidence from the tape recorder to video files, uploaded the video files to YouTube, and cyber surveillance is a method of gang stalking. They've literally even got online and made derogatory statements on my blogs, YouTube videos. They're literally even getting online and making statements on my YouTube videos in the comments feature. Leslie, don't pull out your knife. Leslie, don't hurt nobody. Leslie, don't stalk students, when they're literally using students to gang stalk me. And they're also trying to reverse your perception about what kind of a person I am by calling me paranoid schizophrenic, dangerous, and whatever. That's done to reorientate and disorientate your view about me and the truth I'm telling. They're literally gaslighting my viewers. Now, gaslighting is a term that describes psychological operations of gang stalking, where they're literally trying to confuse you about the truth I'm exposing by trying to make it appear that I'm crazy, mentally ill, whatever, which is a method of gang stalking, and you can Google it. Labeling a targeted individual as being a paranoid schizophrenic is a method of gang stalking. It's all over the internet. They have literally posted blogs, pasted my YouTube videos in them, and then titled the blogs, "Paranoid Schizophrenic Homeless Woman Claims She's Being Gang Stalked." Okay? So, this should automatically tell you right there that these filthy rats aren't doing nothing but trying to not only disorientate public view concerning the truth I'm exposing, but it also flat out shows you that they will label a targeted individual as being paranoid schizophrenic in order to discredit the truth the target's telling. In fact, there's a manifesto that's on the internet right now titled "A Gang Stalking Tech, Everything You Need to Know." It's a manifesto of a manager of gang stalking crews. And that individual that wrote that manifesto literally flat out stated that if a syndicate member, because it's organized crime in the system that's doing these criminal realities, it's a syndicate. And the person who wrote this manifesto, a manager of gang stalking crews, the person who brings about, who manages and orchestrates everything that happens to a target, and then gets the people that they use to do it, either syndicate members or community members, that person literally even stated that if a syndicate member wants to leave the syndicate, that they have to intentionally diagnose him or her as having schizophrenia in case they decide to disclose any secrets that they might know as a result of them being part of the syndicate, so they can be discredited. This person just has a mental illness. Everything they're saying ain't the truth. Do you understand? Now, they come down here and give me a ticket to cause me to move. Okay? And I gotta move by October 22nd, I think it is. and I got supposed to be a court date at that time at 8 a.m. How the hell am I going to get down to San Diego Hall of Justice at 8 o'clock, 8 a.m.? They also know that as well. Now let me give you a sidebar notation here. They caused me to move by coming down up in here and giving me a trespass notice to move, and then I bag up my property to move using my bike to carry it, this big old duffel bag. I can't carry this big old duffel bag 2 miles to go to a bus stop going that way, and if I went the other way, it would at least be 1.5 miles on top of carrying the backpack on my back. They know it. They know it. So what they're doing is they're waiting until after it gets dark and they're coming down up in here and they're flattening my tires. I meant to move this property today. It would have brought me one step closer to moving. Once I get moved, I start looking for a lawyer and a law firm in order to take the huge amount of evidence I got that undisputably shows that I was gang stalked here in the same exact identical way I was gang stalked at UCSD, and a UCSD campus police officer came here to evict me. They're trying to steer me to, right now, to environments that are isolated where I can be robbed of my evidence, my money, my ID, my phones, my video cameras, everything. Bus card, everything. Okay? I wouldn't even be able to go, and if they arrest me or petition me in a county mental health at their staged event and steal all my identification, my money, my evidence, everything, phones, camera, everything, then I'm thrown back out once I'm released into the hands of the gang stalking that they're going to definitely monopolize on, because then they'll now know I don't have a camera, they'll know I don't have a tape recorder, they'll know I don't have no evidence, they'll even try and claim that you said in the video you got 700 audio files, Leslie. What happened to them? I got robbed. Where'd you get robbed at, Leslie? Well, I'm camping over here. Well, what are you camping over there for? You can't camp there. It's against the law. And they'll write a police report concerning it. These are the methodologies of gang stalking. I wouldn't even be able to get out and take the bus because they would have got away with my bus card. I'd have no money to pay bus fare. I wouldn't be able to have any money to eat. You understand what I'm saying? In gang stalking expeditions, and then they could bring about anything towards me. They could walk up to me right now and assault me, and I wouldn't be able to record any of it. I wouldn't be able to make a prediction. I wouldn't even be able to call 911 after they assaulted me, raped me, or robbed me, because they still stole my phones. Now, UCSD has been flat out caught in indisputable, there's already evidence online showing that it was going on their campus, and what was caught on their campus is the same exact identical harassment that's been caught on audio, that's already been recorded to video, and the video's already been uploaded to YouTube pertaining gang stalking harassment of me here. Now they know that I still got audio files of better evidence of it happening towards me here in the same exact identical way that happened towards me at UCSD. So all they got to do is wait until I move, stage an event there. They're already staging them here. Okay? So wait till I move, and then engage in these techniques in order to take everything I got, including arrest, by propping somebody up to make it appear that they heard me or saw me, and then the individuals that have authority for that physical location can come, act like they're just doing their job because they were called, and arrest me and or give me a ticket. If the police come, okay, they can say, well, what's going on? Why did any or all of anything happen to you? I say gang stalking. They ask you to describe what it is because they claim they don't know what it is. You describe it, they call you mentally ill, and can even petition in a county mental health or an area neighborhood hospital psychiatric floor, and the security guards will be used to steal everything you got. I've already got audio evidence that's indisputable that I was gang stalked at Scripps Mercy Hospital and UCSD Hillcrest Medical Center. Every time I've been there. Every time. Okay? So let me help you understand something, ladies and gentlemen. You can go to Google right now and type in organized stalking or gang stalking in psychiatric floors. Organized stalking or gang stalking in jails. They will literally even subject the target to gang stalking inside the on the psychiatric floor by baiting and getting other clients to do it and staff. And they will also get other prisoners in jail to do it towards you. Literally, because it's organized crime in the system that is perpetrating these criminal realities. Now, the day before UCSD campus police came down here and gave me a police report, I was looking up lawyers and law firms on their computers in their biomedical library. Now, go to YouTube right now and type in learning disabled woman exposes library security guard admitting staged complaint can cause her to be banned, UCSD. That's literally me catching a UCSD library security guard admitting that a staged complaint can cause me to be banned from their libraries. Literally. So, you know, all you have to do is go to YouTube and type in Learning Disabled Woman Exposes Gang Stalking at UCSD, Learning Disabled Woman Exposes Gang Stalking at SDSU, Learning Disabled Woman Exposes Gang Stalking at UCSD Price Center, Learning Disabled Woman Exposes Gang Stalking at Club Med. And if you don't hear "oh my god" and gang stalking being said in the background, is it because they hacked into my YouTube accounts and edited the videos? Or attached music to any of my YouTube videos and then uses YouTube to give me copyright notifications. As a result, YouTube shuts down my accounts. These are the covert schemes of gang stalking that's being hosted and perpetrated by federal employees, state and local employees, all working together as a syndicate. So, ladies and gentlemen, go to Google. In closing, go to Google and type in similarities between, go to Google and type in gang stalking and human trafficking. And what you'll come up with eventually is a YouTube video that's title is Similarities Between Gang Stalking and Human Trafficking. So basically what they're doing is taking women out of their homes using landlords, property owners, mail theft, and mail delayment, rent, okay? And then creating homelessness, keeping it managed by covertly making sure that the target is never able to rent to another apartment anywhere. And then gang stalking them to their hiking areas and then trying to say that they're homeless because they're mentally ill. Now, they stage these events over time in order to be able because in order to get syndicated probate control for racketeering, insurance fraud, and human trafficking in an isolated home they own, group homes, they got to make it appear that the target has a long history of a mental illness. So they'll stage an event in 2012, stage another one in 2012, wait until the mid of 2013, stage another one, then stage two more in 2014. They can then claim that they got 4 years of a mental illness on police reports. Ladies and gentlemen, you would not believe how the gang stalking will continue in these group homes. The target will be intentionally provoked to act out. They then blame the target for the event and then petition the target in a county mental health or an area neighborhood hospital psychiatric floor, and the insurance is built out of tens of thousands of dollars by the syndicated run, by the connected doctors who are directly connected to these syndicates. If you read the manifesto, you'll flat out see that doctors are called the money bags for the syndicate because of the money they generate from the insurance fraud, while they continue to falsely and intentionally, criminally diagnosing the target with mental diagnoses they don't have in order to keep the syndicated probate control current so they can continue to do this. In closing, they will also drug either the target's drinks or food in these homes, wait till the target gets knocked out from it, and then bring men in to rape the target while they're knocked out, just like a date rape job. And then they will videotape it and sell the videotape to pornography groups. And then sell the videotape to pornography groups. And this is literally what gang stalking is all about. So they basically, from having the syndicated probate control, they get the target's monthly Social Security checks and or they'll apply for federal, state, or local funds in their name because they got guardianship. They will then exploit the insurance in the aforementioned ways I just described, and then they will make money off of rape, human trafficking. And one of the ways they do this is that when they get somebody to do something for the syndicate, or if a syndicate member does something for the syndicate, they'll pay that person off with sex of a target by drugging their food or drink. Go to YouTube and type in "stalked, drugged, and raped is it happening here in San Antonio." They literally do that to 2 women in their own homes. Now, part of the testimony of each one of those 2 women that they gave in that news broadcast is information that I already have written in emails 3 prior years before that news broadcast was ever made. Right now, I have emails that literally show that they had entered one of my apartments in Michigan and turned on all the lights. First victim in that news broadcast stated they did that to her. Second victim states that they broke into her home, stole some jewelry, and then returned it at a later date. That's done for psychological operations. Now, I got a 2006 email in my backpack right now that states that they entered my home, stole things out of my backpack, and then returned them at a later date. I didn't even know what was happening to me back then was gang stalking. This news broadcast and those 2 women being covered on this news broadcast didn't occur until February 17th, 2010 by Ken 5 News in San Antonio. In closing, go to Google and Amazon and type in, and YouTube and type in, go to YouTube and type in Mike Fitzhugh-Bell. He was on the Coast to Coast AM radio show on Valentine's Day 2013. I was listening to the show in this tent as it was being, as it began and as the show was transpiring. Mike Fitzhugh talked about him being an organized stalking, gang stalking target. He talked about how they entered his home and drugged his food, even took him somewhere, played mind games with him, brought him back, and then also raped him on a subsequent date. He talks about being gang stalked from California to North Carolina and then back. Guess what else? And then he disclosed that he had wrote a book about what happened to him. That book's title is The Invisible Crime. The Invisible Crime by Mike Fitzhugh. As a result of me hearing this broadcast, literally inside this tent, I went to, I think it was a Barnes & Noble's, or it was a bookstore across the street from UTC, which is a mall here in La Jolla, and I ordered the book. Once the book came in, I read it, and guess what it says in the book? It says that they had entered one of his apartments and took the blinds off his window and threw him on the floor. Now, in 2010 in Michigan, my last apartment, they entered my apartment, took the blinds off the window and threw him on the floor. I made statements about it and I made my tape recorder on 3 separate occasions. I still have these tape recorders. Now this happened in 2010 and a blog was written concerning it. His book wasn't published until 2011. So ladies and gentlemen, they're after my evidence, because the evidence indisputably exposes how long this crime has happened to me, and 900 audio files of the same exact identical verbal harassment happening everywhere I go, every single day. It tells a tape recorder cannot have a mental illness. So what I'm going to do, in closing, is I'm going to get out my phone, because I'm going to transfer over to this audio file a segment of an event that took place on a sidewalk right across the street on Thanksgiving Day 2013. It was as the event was unfolding, I caught it on my tape recorder that was recording. Now, I already mentioned to you about how they get along all my routes and repeat gang stalk and oh my god and gang stalk and oh my god and gang stalk weird, gang stalk crazy, gang stalk oh my god. Throughout the entire year of 2013, all the way up until about the first week of December, I was making 2 videos at this location every day before I left. One video was dedicated to proving that my tent was here, making some statements about hidden property. The second video was in relation to me describing what I was putting up here. The second video was me, hang on. The second video was made showing me describing what I was putting up with here by individuals that they had propped up to hike out 100 feet away who were yelling gang stalking oh my god every day and night, non-stop, along with suck my you know what and other vile things. They're also having them walk by this tent and causing problems as well, and they were propping people up on the sidewalk to say gang stalk oh my god, gang stalk why don't you come and steal her stuff, gang stalk why don't you call the cops on her, as they walked by, jogged by, or rode their bikes by. Now, I made videos about it every day. Go to YouTube and type in learning disabled woman exposes gang stalking at hiking areas. Now, this event that you're about ready to hear right now was caught on the sidewalk that's across the street, about 70 feet up the street. It occurred on Thanksgiving Day after I left La Jolla Village Square Plaza after watching a movie. Right after I got done watching that movie, I walked out of the movie theater, lit up a cigarette, smoked it, unlocked my bike, made a statement in my tape recorder, let's see if anything happens towards me on the way home. I then get on Gilman Road, and then I got off of Gilman Road and got on the sidewalk on Gilman Road. That's right. Keep this video private until after you move. That's my own personal statement to me. Now, as a result of me riding my bike on the sidewalk, right off of Gilman Road, 2 individuals walked out of a condominium parking lot and got on the sidewalk. One of those 2 individuals was directly connected to the group of individuals that were hiking out 150 feet away that harassed me from November 2012 every day and night, from November 2012 up until April 2014 when they moved out. Now, remember what I said about me concerning me making 2 videos here every day. I made 2 videos here every day. I've already described what they were entailing, what they were about. Me making a video every day about them putting people up on the sidewalk saying, gang stalk, why don't you come and steal her stuff? Gang stalk, why don't you call the cops on her? And in some of these videos, I even stated that they did the same thing on 2 occasions at UCSD. Now think about it, if I got 900 audio files of them saying gang stalk, oh my god, gang stalk, oh my god, gang stalking, oh my god, gang stalker, oh my god, gang stalk crazy, gang stalk weird, in the same exact identical way, back to back everywhere I go, then it's not hard for anybody to be able to deduce that they were doing the same thing at UCSD that they were doing here. Okay, and remember, you can go to YouTube and type in Learning Disabled Woman Exposes Gang Stalking at UCSD. Learning Disabled Woman Exposes Gang Stalking at UCSD Price Center. Learning Disabled Woman Exposes Gang Stalking at SDSU. Learning Disabled Woman Exposes Gang Stalking at UCSD Club Med. And listen for gang stalking, oh my god, gang stalk weird, gang stalk, oh my god, being repetitively said back to back in the environment. You'll hear it. Now, so, I made these videos every day in the entire year of 2013 saying that they were placing people up on the sidewalk to say, gang stalk, why don't you come and steal our stuff? A threat. Gang stalk, why don't you call the cops on her? A threat. Two different threats while they're saying gang stalk. Now, what do you hear these guys saying? They're both saying gang stalk together, then one says gang stalking, and then one says gang of stalking, I'll fuck you up. A threat. While they're saying gang stalk. Okay? Just listen. Now, this occurred on Thanksgiving Day, November 28th, 2013, towards the tail end of the year, on a sidewalk, right across the street, 70 feet up the street. Okay? So think about this. I'm making a video every single day that they're doing it towards me here, and then I literally catch it on a sidewalk right up this, like when you leave here, I leave here, I go up this little itty bitty trail, then go up the hill, I'm right on the road. As soon as I cross that road, I'm on the sidewalk. They did it about 50 feet up that sidewalk. And one of the individuals was directly connected to the assholes that they had here, propped up here. I took a video picture of him walking by one day. Now, he subsequently came back down up in here in April of 2014, acting like he was just coming back down up in here getting his stuff. I confronted him from over here and said, get your dog out of here. He says, okay, don't worry, I'm sorry, man, acting all nice and stuff. I go, I don't give a fuck about anything you got to say. I go, do you really honestly think that I forgot about Thanksgiving? He goes, what are you talking about? I'm talking about me catching you saying gang stalking. He goes, what are you talking about? And then he goes, be nice. You just heard be nice being said on this. So, in closing, ladies and gentlemen, what they're doing is steering me to these isolated hiking areas for arrest. They can get anybody or anybody of any age, okay, to make it appear that they got a normal appearing reason to know I'm there, and call the individuals who had the police authority for those areas. And they can use anybody, a utility company personnel person, a transportation type person, okay, I'm not going to say anymore because that will divulge too much. They can use a homeless man to assault me. They can use a person who's on drugs that they probably put on drugs to assault me, an alcoholic. That way they can say, Leslie, you shouldn't have been here to begin with. You were assaulted because you're living in this area, which is known to be frequented by alcoholics, drug addicts, and mentally ill people. Therefore, we better take syndicated probate control of you, Leslie. That's right, because you don't know how to make decisions to keep yourself safe. Even though they're the ones who created the homelessness of me, and using UCSD campus police to come down here and evict me from this hiking area, having neighbors right across the street and right behind me that can hear me yell when I'm assaulted. And I was brutally assaulted right at this very spot on July 9, 2014, 2.5 days after I made a video stating, let's see if anything happens at this hiking area, including assaults. And the assault took place 2.5 days later at the very spot I made the video prediction at. That's right. Just go to YouTube and type in Learning Disabled Woman Brutally Assaulted Again, and you'll find the July 9th assault. Look in the description of that YouTube video and you'll see that I made a video on July 6th. I still have both of those memory cards that hold both of those events, the prediction video and the assault video. And both video files have a time and date stamp on them, proving that I had predicted that assault just 2.5 days before it occurred. Gotta get San Diego, California. My name is Leslie Williams. Let's see what happens in the near future. Thank you.